What is up, everybody? Holy smokes. What a day. So, I actually met Natalie Portman today. Insane. All right. Look, I didn't shake her hand or anything like that, but I'm not lying to you. I'm walking in New York. I'm an NYU student, right? So, I stop. I'm like talking to my Nana. I have my headphones on, right? I'm not lying. This big black car van pulls up right in front of me. As soon as she took her first step out, I immediately knew it was Natalie Portman. I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. Like, besides Star Wars, which I thought she was great in, she's an incredible actress. She's probably my favorite actress, at least working today. I mean, Black Swan, Academy Award. I just think she's an incredible actress, probably the best working actress today. And maybe, in my opinion, I'd say my favorite actress. I don't know, maybe ever. There's a lot of actresses, but I'd say my favorite actress. And my jaw dropped. And I look, here's the thing. I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable. I had seen Spike Lee, I'd seen Miles Teller, Bob Odenkirk. You never want to be a creep to people. You never want to be a person who's getting in people's way, annoying people. So I immediately turned that into a smile. I said, "You're an incredible actress." She walked down the street to the other side and she smiled at me and nodded, and I smiled and I went on my way to the gym, got back, walked past the crew, which were parked right under my dorm. I'm not even lying. Uh, Pretty insane. Um, yeah. What a day. Okay. So I can go into the different stories, but this is by far the top moment. This or Spike Lee, what the heck? Like, you don't expect like the number one wanted actress for her performances in the world right now today to walk right, like to get out of their car or walk right down the street. Like I'm not lying. She pulled up, got out, walked down the street. And I said, "You're an incredible actress," because I never want to be a creep, right? Like with Saul Goodman, the guy who plays Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk, like he had actually, example, I had walked by him and I stopped and my jaw dropped because the Better Call Saul is my favorite show ever. That and Breaking Bad. And so I said, "Sorry." And I said, and I looked back and I said, "You are an incredible actor." I said, "Keep up the great work." Because he is. I saw Bob Odenkirk is an incredible actor. I mean, no, this is why they're the top in their business. You got the Saul Goodmans, the Bob Odenkirks, the Spike Lees, the Natalie Portmans, Miles Teller. I really like Miles Teller too. Yeah. By the way, so Bob Odenkirk, he gave me a, a snap back, and then I said, obviously keep up the great work. Smiled, went on my way. Um, so then with Spike Lee, I was touring NYU, right? Because I already accepted, I was going in, but I'm not even lying to you. I was in their film department because I go to their film school over the summer, and Spike Lee walks around, and my dad was there, and he said, "Spike Lee." I'm like, jaw drops, look at my dad, look back, and I'm like, this is when I knew, like, there's a lot of celebrities around here. You don't want to be the person who busts people's chops. Okay. So what I did was, instead of going up to him, "Must have a picture." No, no. I smiled at him. I stayed there and, laid back, continued to smile. He was dabbing up the security guards. Okay. And then he walked away, which was pretty cool because he works there. He's a teacher in the graduate department. So yeah, with Miles Teller, he walked by. I smiled at him. That was because beforehand I did not want to say hi to these celebrities. Not that I don't want to say hi to them. I'd love to have a conversation with all of them, but I don't want to ruin their day. A lot of these celebrities have imposter syndrome, have all these different things that they don't want to be disappointing, and a lot of pressure sometimes, at least almost all the time, I'm assuming, if you're in the role. And with Whiplash, Miles Teller, My father was with me once again. We visit each other now and then. He's in Pennsylvania. I'm in New York. And we see him. And once again, did a good job at hiding it, but I smiled. I smiled at him and I just gave him a nice, good smile. And he walked by with his girlfriend at the time, the model, right? Uh, and he kept on walking. I think they were trying to stay low key, so I was really trying to hide it. But you nothing wrong with giving him a good smile. And then he walked by, and I smiled at him as he, you know, got past me. Uh, I'm like, Dad, you know who that is, right? He's like, No, who'd you see? I'm like, That's Miles Teller. He's like, What? I'm like, Yeah, Whiplash, Top Gun Maverick. Like that guy is he is by far, I mean, he is an actor that's inspired me for his work. I mean, Whiplash, I mean, that's my favorite movie. Top Gun Maverick is an exciting movie too. Um, he's like, look, you can say something to him. I'm like, I feel, I can't. I'm not in their position. I don't want to make them feel negative about it. I don't want them to make them feel overwhelmed. He's like, no, you can just say I like your work or say I liked your work in Whiplash. So, you know, for now, I just tell people I like their work. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm your boy Oshap. I'm out. See you guys.